She really hoped that she was mistaken about him. She couldn't stand to consider what it would mean for their relationship if he was truly acting the way she thought he was. As she reviewed her camera footage, her heart started to race. Leaning forward, she gripped the car seat firmly. She stared in shock as her mouth suddenly fell open. But what exactly did she witness on the camera footage? Her spouse and her child were Amanda's whole world. Right after graduation from high school, about a decade ago, she wed Sam. The two were inseparable throughout their college years, and after graduation, they moved from the dorms into a house together. Things couldn't have been going better for the happy couple. Then, around a year and a half ago, they had their first kid, Xavier. Amanda believed she was making the most of her life at the time. She had a good job as a newscaster at a local station, and even though the hours were tough on her personal life, the job gave her a great amount of fulfillment. But the life that they had built for themselves was in danger, however, because of the emotions she'd been experiencing recently. It seemed like nothing was missing from Amanda's life: a successful job, a supportive spouse, and a happy son. How did she become so fortunate? She constantly pondered. But things aren't always as perfect as they seem on the surface. As Amanda knew very well, Sam, her spouse, was always encouraging of her professional development and success. He took great pleasure in seeing the joy it brought her to earn promotions at work and share her wins with her family. She felt they made a great pair, even when they had to make tough negotiations so they could both be happy. Their lives were far from flawless, but they functioned together well, at least up to the arrival of baby Xavier. Amanda was overjoyed to finally see her newborn son, but she was also worried sick about losing her career. She had worked so hard to gain a following in her area, and she didn't want everything she had worked for to disappear once she became a mother. Since she was a prominent journalist, she could not afford to remain at home with her child for long. As a result, the pair had to have a number of difficult talks, one of which ended in tears. Amanda didn't think she should be forced to be the one to stay home and care for their new son just because she was the woman in the relationship. In the end, the negotiation ended up on terms that benefited husband and wife. Sam decided to remain home and care for baby Xavier, while Amanda went back to work, since Amanda made more money. It was the best option, but it was still a blow to Sam's pride in his career as a traveling musician. But they kept on as planned, and everything ended up much better than expected. But shortly after making this decision, Amanda saw a troubling shift in Sam's behavior. It wasn't long before the long hours at home seemed to take a toll on her husband, despite his adamance that everything was fine. It started off slowly with little things like Sam innocently sleeping through Xavier's nighttime cries, but then he'd demand that Amanda get up herself when she begged him to handle it. This went on for a time while Xavier, the infant, developed a habit of troubled sleeping. The habit persisted, so Amanda took Xavier to the doctor, where she would be reassured to hear that he was healthy despite the lack of a proper sleeping schedule. However, she had the impression that something wasn't right. She worried that Sam was causing him to stay up late every night by having him snooze too much while she was at work. Sam couldn't believe she would immediately point the finger at him, and after hearing this, he stormed out. But recently, Sam appeared exhausted and disinterested in Xavier when Amanda visited them at home, and this worried her. Moreover, she sensed a rift opening between them. This, however, was just the start. Amanda noticed a shift in her husband's personality. He was distant and often lost in his own world. She wondered why he kept whatever was troubling him bottled up and refused to share it with her. She wished she could help him with whatever it was that was weighing him down, but it wasn't until he finally opened up to her that she could finally look past his aloofness and reach out to him. Unbeknown to her, she was about to discover something about her partner that would shock her to the core, causing hairs on the back of her neck to instantly stand on end. Little did she know what news was about to be revealed, leaving her feeling betrayed and completely numb with disbelief. Amanda confronted Sam once again, this time bringing attention to various issues that had been troubling her in recent times. She needed him to listen and be open to understanding her perspective to help her contextualize the things that she had been experiencing. She wanted him to be there for her, to provide guidance and comfort things she hadn't felt in a long while. With that, Amanda put her trust in Sam, hoping that this time things would turn out differently. Amanda has been noticing that whenever she returns from work, the house has been immaculately cleaned. As far as she could tell, he never engaged in any kind of baby-related play with their son. So what was he doing with him while she was at work? The reality was beyond her comprehension. Sam walked up to Amanda and gave her a disapproving shake of the head. "Why don't you stay at home and take notes if you want to know so badly?" he snarled. In an instant, Amanda understood what was going on. Did he have resentment against her because she forced him to remain at home while she went to work? She was shocked by the possibility that he truly did despise her, though this suspicion quickly faded as it became clear that he had no intention of offering any sort of response. Determined to get answers, she came up with a plan, one she hoped would help her uncover the truth she needed. She had a hidden camera installed in their living room, which she had purchased and installed under cover of darkness. She was worried sick about leaving their kid with her husband and wanted to find out immediately whether he was providing enough care. Although she found it perplexing why he was so hesitant to divulge what they did at home together, she knew she was rightfully owed the truth. Her confusion escalating further, she was anxious to determine the cause of his new attitude. Before long, her inquisitiveness would be satisfied, and she would learn the reason behind his behavior. You can monitor your kids and ensure their safety wherever you are with the help of a nanny cam or spy camera. With just a few taps on your phone app, you can record and then conveniently watch the video. Moreover, the clip can be accessed from practically anywhere, providing you with the peace of mind that your kids are safe and sound. Amanda was shocked to witness on the video of her husband and kid a scene that she was completely unprepared for. She couldn't believe her eyes and was filled with disbelief, struggling to process what she had seen. The incident made her realize that she had been completely wrong to judge her husband. The next day, Amanda eagerly headed to work, with her mind preoccupied by the spy camera she had set up. Her anxiety levels were higher than she had expected, yet she was determined to make a success of the mission. She had invested a lot of her time and energy into this project, after all, and she wanted to make sure she got the most out of it. With her eyes closed tight, she prayed that her worst suspicions would not be realized. She dreaded the possibility of what finding evidence of dishonesty on her husband's part would mean for their relationship, and the anxiety this evoked filled her with dread. The thought of it all was enough to make her heart pound faster and faster. Nevertheless, she could only hope that she would never be confronted with anything to make her question his loyalty. Amanda had set up the camera the night before so that it would begin recording as soon as she arrived at the office. During her break, she hastily opened her laptop and launched the program to re-watch the recordings of her camera. She was really missing Xavier but didn't have any certainty as to what was captured by the camera. She had to be meticulous and rewind each minute of footage in hopes of finding what her camera had truly recorded. All the while, emotions bubbled up inside her as she opened the next video. Amanda activated her hidden camera by hooking up her laptop to the app in her office. Her hands were sweating, so she leaned forward and grasped the chair below her. This was the last showdown. She wondered whether Sam would live up to her expectations as a parent. Her mouth fell open and her eyes welled up with tears. Her eyes were wide with shock as she watched the camera's recording, and it was the surprise more than anything that wreaked havoc on her emotions and caused tears to flow. Amanda eagerly anticipated being able to take a break from work and watch the footage from the spy camera she had set up. She was certain that she would capture her son Xavier doing something endearing to share with her family. Every time she viewed the video, her heart filled with joy as she remembered the special moments she and Xavier shared. What Amanda saw when she looked at the footage this time was unexpected, and a smile stretched across her face as she witnessed the extraordinary things Xavier had done. She was overwhelmed by disbelief and joy at the same time, and couldn't wait to show the world what a wonderful little boy she was blessed to raise. But then, something else in the video caught her eye. Amanda beamed with pride as she looked at her precious little one, who the video opened with a shot of cradled in the family room. Taking in the momentous occasion, she was filled with joy, feeling incredibly lucky to have this child in her life. She felt full of love and happiness, grateful that she was able to share such a precious moment with her infant. But then her husband appeared in the video. Sam appeared suddenly, as though he had been quietly carrying out chores in the shadow. In a few moments, it became clear that her husband wasn't quite what she thought he was these past few weeks. He presented himself in a manner which exposed his real nature and intentions. Amanda watched with a heart filled with joy and love as her husband dedicated time to their son, Xavier. He remained gentle while his little one busied himself with a toy box and stayed patient when Xavier accidentally knocked it over and started to cry. Even through the tough moments, her husband kept a cheerful and calm demeanor, providing Xavier with a sense of security and unconditional love. He constantly entered and exited the room, bringing new toys and instruments like the drum set and piano for them to play with. Xavier's diapers and meals were entirely taken care of by Sam. Xavier never showed any signs of distress. However, that wasn't the most remarkable aspect at all. When playtime came to an end, she watched with admiration as Sam and Xavier worked together to make sure the house was spotless before Amanda's return. They toiled away, scrubbing and wiping surfaces until everything was just right and the house was as sparkling as ever. Seeing the effort they put in to make sure the home was clean and tidy filled her with pride. Sam said that the video first became widely known because his wife liked it and shared it on Facebook, marking the video's official debut. How, however, did he feel about the hidden camera she installed without him? When asked whether he minded, he said, "No, I don't mind. If anything, I thought it was cool to look back on how we interact. I just love my little man." Sam knew that his wife was paranoid because she had been working long hours and just wanted to make sure her son was all right and healthy. "If you're wondering what happened to the boys' shirts," Sam said, "he had turkey hot dogs and applesauce for lunch, and we both got applesauce on our shirts, which is why we took them off." But what did Amanda realize from the video footage? Amanda was filled with regret when she realized she had misjudged her husband. He had been spending the entire day working hard, and so it made sense that he was worn out. She was overwhelmed by feelings of love, and tears of joy ran down her cheeks. Amanda declared she adored her husband's hard work and that she could watch it 1,000,000 times. Suddenly, Amanda felt the urge to tell the world. She didn't hesitate and spread the video far and wide. To her surprise, the responses came flooding in almost instantly. Those close to her said it was a touching reminder of true partnership and a celebration of her husband's great efforts. For Amanda, it was a profound moment of appreciation that she wouldn't soon forget. The title of the viral video, "Mom Finds Out How Dad Watches the Kid Says It All," some viewers were misled by the title, claiming they were anticipating something less, warm, and fuzzy, but anyone who saw the entire video doubted the love that Sam has for Xavier for even a second. Am I the only one who thought this was going to be bad? This was a question posed by social media commenter Jace Bailiff. "Based on the title alone, I assumed he was a bad guy," commenter ViddyCatty stated. "Holy cow, I was wrong." Sam couldn't believe it when his family's video went viral and he received the title of Father of the Year. YouTube user Susanna Danielle said, "Best Dad of the Year award goes to whoever he is." His friend Gabriel Klopp described him as a parent who adores his son. A moment of Amanda's dishonesty had become something wonderful. With all the hard work and dedication Sam had put in, it was truly touching to witness the admiration from the public. His son was blessed with an incredible father. Amanda had managed to capture another special moment for them. It was a moment to cherish, and it reminded Sam of the joys of parenthood. It also made him realize how fortunate he was for the blessing of good parenting. Amanda had an idea to install a spy camera in her living room to monitor her baby and potentially capture her son's sweet moments with his father. What she received instead was something much more valuable proof that her husband was devoted to his child. This footage of her husband's unconditional love for their son will forever remain in her heart. The video not only made her feel thankful to have married so wonderful a man, but also reminded her of the importance of the little things in life. Amanda took for granted the small but significant actions and gestures that her husband was doing to show their son how much he cared for him. This humbling experience helped her to appreciate the small moments that often go unnoticed. The incredible video Amanda took of Sam and Xavier is not the first time anything like this has been recorded on film. There are plenty of other stay-at-home dads out there who like to dance like no one is watching when they've got the house to themselves. In May of 2016, a video by user Lisa Roth entitled "Hidden Camera Catches Dad and Daughter Dancing to Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling" was posted to YouTube. Additionally, it depicted a loving father trying his best to amuse his child with amazing results.